Let me break this down for you because a lot of people don't know about the situation with Jeffrey Epstein allegedly committing suicide. He was locked up at MCC. This is a conspiracy theory that, a lot of people know about, that he committed suicide. So he was locked up at MCC in Manhattan. I was there at MCC. I was locked up at MCC. I was actually, even though it had nothing to do with that, but when I was in MCC, DMX was there. El Chapo was there. There was a lot of people that was there. MCC is now shut down. So when I was at MCC, I was on the cadre unit. That means I was sentenced as a worker. At MCC, they house and they take prisoners who are pretrial in New York, and they also take a little bit of sentenced inmates who work, the people that work and take care of the jail, cook the food or take care of the commissary. There's a unit where people who are sentenced, they doing short time. I did like 6 to 8 months on a probation violation at MCC in New York. So when I was there, when you're there, you get jobs. One of my jobs was to do the suicide watch. You go down there. I got paid, I think it was $1 an hour. $1 an hour. It was good money. So I would go down there and I would have to monitor the dude that was in the cell because he was on suicide watch, or he was at risk of hurting himself. People come off the street and they get assessed, and if they take the assessment, and if they determine that you're at risk of hurting yourself, if you just got a big case, or if you not, you know what I mean? So they get put in them cells. So in these cells, you don't get nothing, and somebody's monitoring you. Are you following me? So if you have a high-profile case, you get put in these cells, or you get put on suicide watch, or you know what I'm saying? So Jeffrey Epstein was put in one of these cells. You don't get nothing. Now, with all the years that I've done in prison, in my experience, me knowing that somebody who's green, like Jeffrey Epstein, when it comes to being incarcerated, I find it very hard. For him to be able to be that prison savvy and be able to kill himself with uniforms. The man, I think, like, when the cell picture, they had like let me see if I can get the image. Hold on. I gotta move my body over there so you can see. Now, I think this is the image of what they released of what his cell looked like. You know what I'm saying? You can see he had a lot of uniforms in there, and he made a noose. You know what I'm saying? He tied it up. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I went and double checked and made sure. Yeah, that's the cell. They said it was never inspected, but that's a lie, bro. When you're dealing with a high profile individual like that, your cell's gonna be inspected, and you're gonna have 24-hour surveillance on you. Now, there's no way that this was a mistake or this slipped through the cracks. If he did commit suicide, that's because, as crazy as it may seem, he was told, yo, bro, we're going to put these uniforms in there and kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could probably hang yourself, but yo, bro, it's so difficult to do that in jail, bro. Like, it's very difficult. And a dude that's, like, not really knowing how to do that, I just don't see somebody just being able to do that, like, right away, especially at MCC with that much security. So, when there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, and he got out, and maybe he did kill himself, but maybe they killed him. But it's gonna be difficult to really prove that.